Hello and welcome to another episode of Grad School Now. I am your host, Rose Rodriguez. In today's episode, we'll be featuring the Masters in Elementary and Secondary Education. Graduate recruiter Stephanie Ozuna speaks with Curriculum and Instruction Department Chair Dr. Kurtz to find out the latest on what these programs have to offer.
Welcome to another episode of Grad School Now. I'm Stephanie Ozuna, your graduate school recruiter, and on today's episode, we will be talking about our Masters of Education programs within elementary and secondary education. And on today's show, we have Dr. Kurtz with us here today, and he is our department chair for curriculum and instruction within the College of Education. Welcome, Dr. Kurtz.
Thank you very much, Stephanie.
All right. Can you go ahead and start us off by telling us a little bit about yourself and your educational background within these programs?
Sure. Well, I have a degree in science from the National University of Mexico with an emphasis on biomathematics. And then I had a scholarship and I went to the University of Colorado to get a master's degree in education with an emphasis on statistics. And then another scholarship pushed me to the University of Wisconsin at Madison to do a PhD in CNI with a concentration in math education. So that's my background.
Well, thank you for that. And I guess we'll go ahead and start off by telling me a little bit more about the elementary and secondary education programs. Why would somebody come to UTPA to come to, study these two degrees, either of these?
Well, these are two very important programs for our valley. They're focused to prepare elementary and secondary teachers. These are teachers that are currently certified teachers that are working in public schools and they want to become better teachers. So our two master's degree, the one in elementary and the one in secondary, attracts current teachers to make much more, maybe a path of making teaching a career, a sound career, and we bring them so they can have a deeper understanding of the content matter that they're teaching, but also getting much more of the pedagogical technology techniques that are current or that need to be used in a classroom.
Great. So more the careers that these students find themselves in. They're current teachers. They're coming back to school just to perfect their teaching skills, to learn a little, take their teaching to the next level. Is that correct?
That's correct. So these are teachers that want to get a master's degree, and their master's degree in elementary education or a master's degree in secondary education is to profound not only in the content but in the pedagogy.
Okay. And so the degree in secondary education, I believe, has 3 different tracks that I saw, with one being a thesis route. What is the type of research that's going on here at UTPA right now within education? Well,
let me first basically tell you that these 2 master's degrees have been supported in the last 15 years through a grant. This grant is from the Texas Regional Collaborative. We have been receiving every year a grant that provides funding to pay for partial tuition of students coming into our elementary and secondary program. Now, the grant is right now pushing for math and science education. So these teachers that are coming and applying to us have or are supported to get partially funded in their tuition because we're pushing them to come into education, get some science courses, some science education courses in order to kind of concentrate much more in these 2 areas. Now, that doesn't mean that if somebody's interested in becoming a master's degree in secondary education with an emphasis in social studies or English or maybe history, they can apply, right? And they can apply. But our grant is right now focused to the whole idea of preparing more STEM teachers than the arts and language arts teachers. What kind of research? Well, we're interested in our teachers to graduate with a thesis or without a thesis. Those that do graduate with a thesis is because they're really interested in conducting action research in their classroom, see how things can be changed inside their classroom, record the data, and present it as evidence as change. What kind of change? Well, we want to know if they're capable of applying the techniques that they learn in the master's degree program in order to change anything related to the curriculum, to the instruction, or to the assessment that they're currently practicing. So that's the route that students may take. Now, they don't take the thesis, then they just do their 36, 39 hour course, work, and graduate. Now, people come to us because principals and school districts do want to have well-prepared teachers, especially in the area of science and mathematics. And in particular because now we're facing with a new test in the public schools. The STAR test is a much more difficult test. It's much more richer in content. So we need to prepare better teachers in the areas of science and math.
Wow, that's definitely an encouraging reason to come back and just perfect those skills as a teacher. I mean, we ask, all of our teachers out there to maybe consider coming back for a master's degree in this, because it's really helpful, especially for our students in the classroom.
It is. Actually, if we're to become funded for the academic year 2012-2013, our new TRC program will be seeking for 25 high school teachers of physics. And so we're going to be actually trying to recruit 25 high school teachers of physics, and they will receive $3,700 for tuition. That's approximately about 50%.
Yeah, that would definitely encourage me to come back and get my master's degree in that. Moving along more with the program, how it's set up. How is the program set up? Are there night classes, online classes available?
All of our courses are in the evening, after 5 o'clock. Primarily because most of our students are teachers, so they got to rush, they got to finish at school. And my golly, I'm so amazed that they come with all this energy after being with the students, from 8 o'clock to 4:30. They rush, they come into UTPA either at our McAllen Center, in our McAllen Teaching Center, or here at UTPA. And they regularly take 1 or 2 classes per semester. We currently do not have online classes, but that doesn't mean we can't offer online classes. Okay. We don't right now because we need the teachers to be basically in our labs and actually, doing hands-on experiments that will increase their knowledge in terms of science and mathematics.
Yeah, so here at UTPA, we're really flexible within that they can come after they work. We understand that most people do work, so it is a very flexible state, and especially since we have the McAllen teaching site, it's a little more central so that they can go kind of meet us halfway and still not have to maybe come to Edinburgh if they're from out there in Harlem.
Well, actually, you probably know, you've gone to the McAllen teaching site. It's a wonderful site. UTPA has done a great investment by having that site. When we started offering our courses at the UTPA McAllen Teaching Center, we have increased our enrollment. Why? Because most of our teachers come from, either the east or the west, La Jolla, Mission, or from the other side, Donna, Weslaco, San Juan. So it's a pretty attractive place, wonderful site to teach.
Great. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add, something you didn't mention about the elementary or secondary programs that you'd like to add?
Well, I do believe that the future of science and education in the Valley resides in a lot of the efforts they're doing at UTPA. I would like to take this opportunity to let you know that we're starting a UTeach program for science and math. This is a new program that's been supported by our president, and it's to prepare undergraduate math and science teachers. That means that we're breeding our own students, so in the future they can come and take our own master's degrees. So these are new programs, new initiatives from our president, who strongly believes that STEM education is the way to go.
Great. Well, it definitely sounds like our College of Education is on the cutting edge, ready, always looking for, the next step to increase teachers and make them more knowledgeable and take the classroom to the next level. So thank you so much for being on our show today. And if any of you viewers out there are interested within the Masters of Education programs within elementary or secondary education, please visit our website at www.utpa.edu/grad school. And now I'll hand it back to Rose. Well, she'll have more on our featured student.
Thanks, Stephanie. And now for some quick announcements.
Join us for an evening with Dr. Margaret Lohman, pioneer of forest canopy ecology, director of North Carolina's Nature Research Center, and world-renowned scientist, as she presents a look at the environmental direction of the planet. This event is part of the Graduate Resource Center STEM Lecture Series and will take place on Thursday, May 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Engineering Auditorium 1.300.
And now on to our featured student who is currently getting her master's in education in a STEM-related field.
My name is Gilda Garcia, and I'm a 5th grade teacher. I work at O'Grady Elementary in Mission. I work with a self-contained 5th grade classroom. My students are the gifted and talented students, and I teach them all subjects. I chose to come to UTPA for my master's program because I actually received my bachelor's degree from UTPA. It's very convenient. I live in McAllen, so I found the convenience to be a great asset for my situation. And I was very happy with the education that I received in my bachelor's program, so I decided to go ahead and pursue my master's once I had the opportunity through the Science Collaborative to go ahead and apply. I think it's very important for students to continue in the master's program because due to the fact that so much research is conducted through the classes, it offers us an opportunity to delve deep into the different topics that we deal with in education on a day-to-day basis with our students in the classroom. The research that I've conducted through my master's in education, I have worked with the 5E method of instruction because I have taught a science lab class the last 3 years, and as I said, this year I'm working with the gifted and talented students self-contained class, so I teach them all of the subjects. And so the 5E method has been everything that I learned through the 5E method has offered me an avenue to work with my students. So I have also researched different types of classrooms, most recently an outdoor setting, an outdoor type of classroom that my students and I researched, offering us just a different type of environment for students to learn in and to become enthused about. The classes that have prepared me to be a better educator, I'm going to start with the class that I'm taking at the moment, and I'm taking a class with Dr. Martha May Teves, and it is in the philosophy of education. In this class, we are able to discuss different philosophers through the ages and what they have brought to the world of education. Well, I would certainly recommend that they enter the STEM program. Recently, there has been such a surge in the demand for technology in the classroom, and this program certainly offers them the opportunity to work with the technology, with the science and the math that is so necessary due to the state assessments and the direction that we're going in the world of education. The most fulfilling part about my job is, of course, working with the students. I have recently had a wonderful moment in working with my students. Again, working with the outdoor classroom that we've been researching, we had a presenter come in and be their mentor as far as the creation of an outdoor classroom. And watching him talk to my students about actually incorporating the different concepts that they've learned in math and science into some activity that they would bring forth through their outdoor classroom, the planting of plants and designing gardens, really was a moment for me, and those are the type of moments that make it very gratifying to be a teacher.
This concludes another episode of Grad School Now. For further information, visit utpa.edu/grad school, Facebook, and YouTube. I am your host, Rose Rodriguez, and stay tuned for more episodes of Grad School Now.